Sarah, do you have socks?
Probably socks. Sometimes the night before. Yes, I know.
Yes.
Thank you. I know.
Hi.
I know, I usually can't come Tuesday morning. Monday was my priority, but nobody else wanted.
Well, it was, that was me.
Okay,
Yeah. So let's, good morning, everyone. Let's stand and we'll just roll out the soles of the feet. Getting side, outside the edges. And then turning the body so that our dowel is following the length of the foot. And you can continue to hold. Staying on this side, you're going to stand on 2 feet, but with 1 foot on the dowel. And I just want you to really allow the foot to roll from side to side so that you're bringing the inside edge and the outside edge of the foot towards the floor. It doesn't need to touch, but just really getting into those ankles. Good. And then we'll switch sides. Roll out the sole. Left foot. Is it too windy here? And side, outside edges. And then turning the body, I'm still gonna turn to the left, but you don't have to. You're staying, foot rolling side to side to start, shift your weight onto the dowel. Yeah, and then just slowing it down a little bit so you can focus on the movement of the foot and the ankle. Stepping off the dowel, just if you're moving the blanket out of the way. Holding the dowel loosely in 2 hands. Take a moment to focus on the soles of the feet. Where the soles of the feet are in contact with the floor and where the feet are lifted. Keeping the feet in contact with the floor, just shift your weight forward so you've got more weight in the balls of the feet without lifting the heels. So it's just a simple shift forward. And then shifting towards the heels, keep balls on the floor as the heels press down. And then feel your weight shift to the right. So you just become a little bit more aware. Don't lift anything intentionally, but become more aware of the outside edge of the right foot and the inside edge of the left. And then shift your weight to the left, same thing. You make the soles of the feet remain in contact with the floor, but you just have more awareness of the left edges. Good. Coming back to center. Maintain a loose grip on the dowel. We're going to lift and lower the arms. You can move the arms behind the body. If you slide the hands apart, maybe the arms can be back. If you slide the hands far apart, maybe the dowel can go all good. Bring the dowel back in front of you. Slide the hands a little bit closer together. Grip the dowel with a bit more effort. Externally rotate the arm bones so the soft part of the elbows turn forward. And internally rotate the arms. Good. Do that again. Externally rotate and internally rotate. As you continue, just notice how the hands press into the dowel. How does your grip change as you rotate the arm bones? So becoming aware of the impact of arm bone rotation on the wrists and hands. Externally rotate the arm bones and pause. Grip the dowel with just a little bit more effort. Start to pull your hands apart and then lift and lower the dowel here. Good. Find some co-contraction. So begin to engage the muscles of the legs and the glutes as the feet press down and into the belly. Just a generalized contraction. Good. Lift the arms above the head. Keep pulling the hands apart. You're going to pull more with the left, but you are resisting with the right. And then just find a side bend. Good. And then pull with the right and resist with the left. Good. Do it again. Place more emphasis on the movement of the pelvis. So as you pull with the left, the hips move to the right. As you pull with the right, the hips move to the left. One more time. Pull with the left, hips move to the right. Can you start to shift your weight into your right, the right edges of your feet? Good. And then switch. Pull with the right, resist with the left, find the left edges. Good. Come back up and then lower the dowel. Grip, find your shoulder circles. First in one direction. And then reverse the direction. Good. Let the arms be heavy. Gripping the dowel with just a bit more effort. You're going to pull the dowel up towards the chin and push it down. Pull up and push down. Good. So as you lift the dowel, lift your elbow. Yes, good. Feel your shoulder blades move on back body. And now drop the dowel, gripping it with some effort. Can you just move the shoulders and the shoulder blades? Pull the dowel apart as you do so. Good. Squeeze the dowel, squeeze the hands together. Good. Release it, lift the arms to shoulder height. Pull the hands apart, pull it into the chest, and push forward. Good. Push forward and pause. Just move the shoulders and shoulder blades. Elbows still. Pulling the hands apart. Squeezing the hands together. Good. Push forward, slide the hands apart. Just take a few rounds. Hands can be quite wide here. Good. Bring the dowel in front of you. We're actually going to bring it behind the back, palms of the hands face away. Pull the hands apart, lift and lower the dowel behind the back. Lift the dowel and just pause. If you, for a moment, just press your chest forward and squeeze your shoulder blades with the dowel lifted behind the back. And now can you soften the chest in and spread the shoulder blades? You may even see the heads of your shoulders kind of roll forward in your peripheral vision. That's it. Do it again. Push back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And now spread the shoulder blades. Last time. Squeeze and spread. Can you lift and lower the dowel, keeping the shoulder blades broad? That's it. Good. Lower the dowel. Bring it in front of you, holding with two hands. Start to rock on the feet. This time, beginning to really lift the heels and then lift the balls of the feet. Use the dowel as much as you need. Good. For the next few rounds, as you lift the heels, bend the knees forward. So can you coordinate those two actions, the lifting of the heels and the bending of the knees? And then as you rock back into the heels, move your hips back. Can you coordinate those two actions? Good. Bring the feet to the floor. Rock from side to side. This time, exaggerate the edges of the feet. Shift to the right. Rock forward to the balls of the feet. Find your left edges and the heels. Can you coordinate the bending of the knees with the lifting of the heels and the hips moving back with the lifting of the balls of the feet? There you go. Reverse the direction. So the knees and the hips respond to what's happening in the feet. Good. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Maybe hold the dowel a little bit more loosely. We're just going to circle the knees. And then reverse the direction. Good. Standing on the right foot, circle left knee. Try to make the circle as big as possible. Keep the sole of the foot on the floor so that the right leg and the pelvis has to respond. Reverse the direction. Good. Bring your weight into the left foot. We're going to switch sides. As you start, circle the knee, but allow the foot to lift. And notice that if the foot is not grounded, you can isolate the action in the right knee. But if we place the foot on the floor and we don't let the foot lift, now the pelvis and the left leg have to respond. Reverse the direction. Good. And then pause with both feet on the floor, bend and extend the knees. Good. And then stand, knees slightly bent. You're going to push down forward and come back up. Good. Take a few rounds like that. Push the dowel forward. Up. Good. Come up. So bend the knees towards a squat. And stand. Push the dowel forward towards a hip hinge and stand. Take a few rounds. Squat and hip hinge. Sensing the differences between these two actions and the similarities. Good. One last squat, one last hip hinge. And stand. Very good work. Bring the dowel to the floor, come to sit. On the chair. Slide yourself towards the front of the chair. Bring the hands to the thighs. Let the eyes close. Find your breath. Take a few rounds of cat and cow. Letting the hands glide forward, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, and then pull the hands back, chest moves forward, gaze lifts. Pause in your cat pose and breathe. Inhale, can you fill the back body? Exhale, can you pull the belly in a little bit more? And then reverse it. Find your cow. Pull the elbows back. The chest moves forward. The gaze lifts. Inhale to fill the belly. Exhale, maybe find a little bit more spinal extension, low back extension. Returning to upright, find your pelvic tilts, tucking and untucking the tailbone. Rocking on the sits bones with as little impact to the upper body as possible. Pausing the tuck of the tailbone in here. Can you inhale into your low back, exhale, pull your belly in a little bit more. Perhaps you start to become aware of the limitation of the breathing diaphragm. And then untuck the tailbone. Inhale, really breathe into the belly. Maybe you sense the limitation of the breathing diaphragm here. Return to your pelvic tilts. Take a few rounds. And then pause. Find your hip hinge. Hinge forward and pause. Inhale into back body. Hinging forward just enough so you can feel the muscles of the core, belly and back body supporting you. The hands can be on your thighs, but you're not using your arms to support you. And then come up and move back. Pause here. Keep the soles of the feet on the floor. They're going to want to lift. Good. Try not to overlift the chin. Yes. Good. Coming back up. Slide your left foot forward and pull your left foot back. For the first few rounds, keep the toes curled. And then flip to the top of the foot, put your toes back. Good. Reach your foot forward. Take a few ankle circles here. First in one direction. And then reverse the direction. Nice and slow. Move the leg less. Move the foot and ankle more. Good. Bring the ball of the foot towards the floor. Pull back. Keep the heel on the ground. And push forward. Next time you pull the foot back, pause. Press the heel down. Get nice and tall. Can you lift the toes of your left foot? And lower. Good. Lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Take a few rounds of hip hinge here. Really find that the movement is coming at the hips, not not the spine round. Good, come back up, you're gonna look to the top of the foot, point the toes behind you. Return to your hip hinge. Yeah, you've got to be a little bit cautious. You may sense your weight being a bit unbalanced here, so take your time. Good, coming up, can you create a circle on the floor with your left foot? Good, and then reverse the direction. So with using the ankle. So hold the ball of the foot. So right now, Betsy, you're using your hip. Can we use your ankle? So you come to the ball of the, yeah, that's it. Good. Good. Set the left foot on the floor. We'll take that on the second side. Reach your right heel forward. Pull your right foot back. Take a few rounds pointing the toes behind you, so you're flipping to the top of the foot. Good work. Reach the right foot forward and pause, circle the foot at the ankle. And then reverse the direction. Good, bring the ball of the foot towards the floor, pull back, keep the heel on the ground, and push forward. Pull the foot back and pause, press the heel down, lift the toes of your right foot, and lower. Good, lift, and lower, lift, and lower. Find your hip hinge. Keep the right heel on the ground. Good, as you come back up, you're gonna flip to the top of the foot, point the toes behind you. Before you do your hip hinge, just get a sense of your own balance and then hinge forward and come back up. So you've got to use the left foot in a different way. Still pressing the right foot down, but it's a bit awkward. Good, coming back up. Can you draw a circle on the floor using the ankle? That's it. So I roll to the ball of the foot, the top of the foot, and then reverse the direction. You may have to lift your knee, so your knee may be too far down. So that's it. And now, good. There you go. Good. Very nice. Reset the right sole of foot on the floor. Return to your pelvic tilts, tucking and untucking the tailbone. Just noticing if anything feels different. Find your cat and cow. And then find your hip. Keeping the torso nice and long. When you're ready, reset the feet so that you can hinge forward, stand, and sit. Let's take a few rounds. Stand and sit. Good. Next time you stand, we will stay. Take a few moments here. Find your breath. Inhaling, exhaling through the nose. Us. Second mat. You'll need your dowel in the room. Just place the mat on the seat of the chair, because we're going to step onto the chair, and the chair, you may or may not have noticed, is super slippery. So keeping the chair as it is, but those of us in the room, you're gonna turn towards the window. So everyone's gonna turn to the left. Standing slightly behind the chair, we're gonna step with the left leg. I'm prone to not know left and right as we change positions like this.
So we should hold it down in our right hand.
Yes, did I say left? Dowels in the right hand, we're gonna step with the left leg, yeah. And you're slightly behind the chair. So when you're ready, you're gonna step your left foot up and then step your left foot down. We're gonna take a few rounds like that, up and down. Good. The next time you step the left foot up, you're gonna stay. You can bring your left hand to the back of the chair if balance is a concern. You're gonna shift into the left leg and shift back. Good, and then pause with the left foot elevated. Let's find our hip hinge. So you're gonna fold forward, move the hips back, and then come back up. I'm gonna take a few rounds like that. You may need to bend the right leg, but you're trying to keep the right leg vertical, upright. One more time. Inch forward and come back up. In the same position, we're gonna let the knee rock from side to side. So you're standing upright, you're letting your left knee drop out and in. Good. Bring the sole of the foot to the chair. We're now gonna rotate to the right. So you're spinning on your foot and then turn to the left. You may find you're spinning on your heel. You may find you're spinning on the ball of the foot. You may find that the foot's kind of stepping its way. But just allowing that turn. Good. Next time you turn to the right, you're going to pause. So now the left foot is to the left. Bring hands, the dowel in both hands. Let your knee move here. The knee drops in. Is it painful or uncomfortable? Yeah, so just limit your range. Good. And then pause. Left foot is on the chair. You're going to shift to the left and shift back. Good. One more time. Very nice. Standing up nice and tall. Use the dowel however you need. You're going to lift your left foot and step it to the floor. Toes are pointing forward. We're going to reverse it. So lift the foot, step it back onto the chair. Good. Lift it, step the toes forward, lift and step back. If you want to change the placement of the dowel, you're welcome to. So if you're finding that this isn't super comfortable, maybe you experiment. Good. One more time. To the chair and off the chair. Very nice job. We're going to switch sides. So in this position, I'm going to angle my chair just a little bit so I can still see the camera. So in this position, the dowel's now in the left hand. You're going to step your right foot up and your right foot off the chair. Take a few rounds. Good. Step the foot to the chair. Let you rock from side to side. Good. With the sole of the foot on the floor, shift into the right leg and shift back. And try to keep the torso upright. Good. One more time. Coming back, now we're gonna do a big change forward and then come back up. So now the chest comes towards the right leg. Good. Coming up, we're now going to rotate to turn on the foot to face forward and then turn back towards the chair. Good. And turn around the ball of the foot and turn around the heel. Maybe you're just sneaking. Good. Open and pause. Let the knee drop in and the knee open. So you're now in a bit more of an open hipped position. Those of you in the room, yeah, you're facing the front of the room. Very nice. And then pause with the sole of the foot on the chair. You're going to shift into the right foot and shift back. Bessie, are you able to turn towards the front of the room? Yes. Yeah. And yeah, you may want to sneak your standing foot back a little bit. Yes. And you can adjust how you hold the dowel so it's in a useful position. Good. And then come up. So you're still in this open hipped position. You're going to lift your right foot, step it to the floor. Good. Lift the foot, step it to the chair. Yeah. Lift, step to the floor, and to the chair. Good. One more time. Up and down. Very nice job. Let us return to sit. Please grab your ball. You're going to bring the ball between the thighs. You're holding the ball with as little resistance as possible, as little effort as possible. Remaining upright, we're going to bring our attention back to the arms. Push the fists forward, soft grip with the hands to start. Pull the dowel in towards the head base and push forward. Good. Take a few rounds where you're staring at the dowel the whole time. So as the dowel comes in, the eyes cross. One more time. Good. Push forward and pause. A little bit more of a strong grip with the hands. Push forward with the fist. Get nice and tall. And now pull the shoulders back. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Good. Push forward and pull back. Push forward and pull back. Good. Push forward and down. Find a hip hinge. Hinging forward. Pressing the dowel into the floor to come back up. Good. Do it again. Push forward and lean. Come back up. Push forward and lean. Pause here. Reaching through the fists. Breathe into back body. Perhaps the head, the arm bones align with the ears. Can you find a bit more length of the torso? Using the breath to spread the rib cage, broaden, widen the cage. Push down to come back up. Good. Sitting toward the front of the chair. I'm finding that now the mat on the seat is making it a little bit harder, so you may want to remove the mat. We're going to bring our attention back to the legs. Reach forward, push down, get nice and tall. Reach through your left knee, pull your right hip crease back. And then switch, reach through your right knee, pull your left hip crease back. We're going to continue in that manner. You can adjust the dowel and the arms. If it's too far forward, you may limit your range in the pelvis. But we're trying to find a rotation through the pelvis. The legs are parallel. Rolling the ball between the thighs. Good. Reach your left knee forward, pull your right hip crease back and pause. Hinge forward. Push down to come back up. Do it again. Really exaggerate the rotation of the pelvis to the right. The left knee reaches forward, the right hip crease pulls back. Coming up, we're going to switch sides. Pull your left hip crease back, reach your right knee forward, hinge forward. And come up. Good. Try to keep the torso from rotating. So it's just a rotation. Good. So super straight forward. Good. And then come back up. Nice job. Bring the dowel into the right hand. Get nice and tall. Rotate the pelvis, reaching through one knee and then the other. Pulling one hip crease back and then the other. Keep the torso as still as possible. And then pause. Get nice and tall. Squeeze the ball with a bit more effort. Push the right fist forward. Rotate to the left. And then face forward. Good. Do it again. Push and rotate. And face forward. Let's add the legs. As the right fist reaches, the right knee reaches. And release. Can you use the pelvis, the rotation of the pelvis, to increase the rotation of the spine, turning more to the left? And release. Good work. Pausing here, switching sides, bring the dowel into the left hand. Squeeze the ball with a bit more effort to keep the pelvis still. Reach forward with the left fist and pull back. As you reach with the left fist, the torso rotates to the right. Try to remain upright, vertical. When you're ready, as you reach the left fist forward, reach the left knee forward. Remain upright, coming back. Does the rotation of the pelvis allow for more rotation through the torso and shoulders? Good. Coming up, return the dowel to the right hand. Bring your attention to your pelvis to begin. So reaching through one knee, reaching through the other knee. The next time your left knee reaches forward, you're going to pause, push through your right fist. So now the pelvis and the shoulders are working in opposite directions. And then release. Everything releases. We're going to do that again. So start with your left knee and then your right fist. And release. Do it one more time. Left knee, right fist. Can you find a hip hinge? Hinging forward and coming back up. Continue to reach your left knee forward, pulling your right hip crease back. Good. Coming back up and pause. From here, reach your right fist forward, your right knee forward, hinge forward, and breathe. So the dowel remains in the right hand. You're just going to stay here. In your hip hinge, we're just going to stretch it out. Left hip crease pulls back, right knee reaches forward. Good. Come back up. Last thing. We're going to reverse the rotation of the pelvis. So you're going to reach your left knee forward, pull your right hip crease back, reach your right fist forward, and breathe. So return to your hip hinge. Right arm is extended out long, pulling the right hip crease back. Good. And then come back up. Very nice job. Bring the dowel to the left hand. We're going to start with the pelvis, rotating the pelvis. Next time, the right knee reaches forward, you're going to pause, hinge forward. No, come back up. I don't think we did a hip. We just did a rotation. So reach with your right knee, push with your left fist. without hinging forward. Stay upright. And release. Good work. I'm going to do it again. So right knee, left fist. It's going to turn you to the right. Good. And release. One last time. Right knee, left fist. Good. Sarah, stay upright. Good. And release. Very nice. Now, left fist, left knee, hinge forward and breathe. Take a few moments here. Bring back up. We're going to reverse it. Right knee reaches forward, left fist reaches forward, and now hinge. Push down to come back up. Very good work. Keep the ball between the legs. Reach the dowel out to the right. So the right arm is reaching out like a cavity. You're going to lean to the right and come back. Do it again. Lean and come up. Lean and pause. You're reaching through the right fist. Lift your left sits bone off the chair. And then lower the left sits bone to the chair. We're going to do that a few times. As you move the pelvis, can you do less through the upper body? So it's more pelvis, less shoulders. Good. And then come back up. That is quite challenging, but hopefully you understand the concept. So the dowel is going to come out to the left, and now you're going to lean and come back up. And for the first few rounds, I don't want you to worry so much about what's happening, the relationship between the torso into the pelvis, just kind of getting comfortable. Leaning, maybe you get a nice stretch on left side. And now as you lean to the left, you're going to stay, reaching through the fist. From here, can you lift your right sits bone? It shortens right side body. And then you drop right sits bone to lengthen right side body. Do it again. As you lift the right sits bone, you're bringing the spine to neutral. As you drop the right sits bone, you find a C curve. Good. So it brings, we're out of lateral flexion. When you drop the sits bone, we're in lateral flexion. One more time. Lift and lower. Good. Push down for the dowel. Come back up. Bring the dowel in front of you. Find your pelvic tilts, tucking and untucking the tailbone. We're going to use the dowel to keep the upper body as still as possible. The next time you tuck the tailbone, you're going to pause. Shift your weight into your right sits bone. Untuck the tailbone, find the front of your sits bones. Shift your weight to your left sits bone and tuck the tailbone. Good. You're keeping the dowel as still as possible as you are creating a circle. Good. You're going to tuck the tailbone and then reverse the direction. Shift your weight to the left sits bone, untuck the tailbone, your right sits bone, tuck the tailbone. And if you can pay attention to the mechanics, so like kind of letting go of directing the movement and just paying attention to the dynamics, you may sense that all of the movement of the pelvis is here. Good. So rest for a moment. I'm just going to demonstrate that as quickly as I can. When I tuck the tailbone, that is your posterior tilt. We did this at the beginning of class. As I shift, I'm going to shift to the left to begin. As I shift to the left sits bone, I find that the pelvis has to rotate. I'm pulling my left hip crease back. When I arrive on my left sits bone, I'm in lateral flexion. My right sits bone is lifted. As I pull forward to untuck my tailbone, same thing. There's a rotation through the pelvis. My pelvis is turning, ooh, nice cramp. Pelvis is turning slightly to the left. And then as I'm shifting to the right, as I move between untucked tailbone to my right sits bone and then tucked tailbone, the whole time my pelvis is slightly shifted to the right, rotated to the right. So I have all of these actions that we've been working on, okay? Someday we'll come back to it. Good, so let's return to our hip hinge. We don't need the ball. Don't worry about it, it'll just take, yeah, ball comes down. Find your hip hinge, hinging forward and back up. Balls are everywhere. Good. Hinge forward, push down to stand. And sit. Take a few reps. Good. Stand and pause. As you shift back, drop the hips, hover off the chair. Push down to stand. We're going to do it again. Hinge forward, drop the hips, hover, and stand. Good. Drop the hips, hover, and hold. We're going to stay here for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and sit. Good. Hinge forward, push down, hover, and sit. Do it again. Hinge forward, push down, hover, and sit. Good. Hinge forward, push down, hover, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and stand. Very nice job. Take a moment or two to breathe, shifting your weight from side to side. We're going to do one last action with the chair. In the room, I am going to put a blanket across the seat of the chair because these chairs are kind of low and slightly uncomfortable. You're going to bring your left shin to the chair. And again, in the room, I've kind of allowed my shin to slide towards the back of the chair, towards the seat of the chair, so it's stable. You want the legs to be a little bit wider than just a normal stance. So the knee slides down the chair, perhaps the right foot steps to the right. Begin holding the dowel in 2 hands. If you want to make a change at some point, you're welcome to. This is going to be a hip hinge and a little bit of a squat. So you're going to let the hips move back, bend your standing knee, sit back towards your elevated heel, and then push down to stand. Good. We're going to do a few rounds like that. As you come up, find your glutes by pressing your hips forward. And sit back. Good. The next time you stand, we'll stay. You're going to slide your legs a little bit closer together, but the left leg is still elevated. And now you're going to drop back and stand. So a similar movement, but with legs narrow. Good. One more time. Stand, sit, and stand. Very nice. Come off the chair. We'll take the second side. So you're just turning body. The right shin comes to the chair. You're going to sneak your left foot away so you've got a wider stance, holding on to dowel, and then sit back. Good. Notice if you have an Sarah, I'd like for you to do more squat. So yeah, so both knees bent. That was it. Good adjustment. Very nice. Coming back up. Sneak the legs a little bit closer together. So you're sliding your right shin towards the front of the chair, left foot coming closer to the chair. Similar movement, bending both knees. Good. One more time. And stand. Very nice job. So down. So the question is, it should be neutral. Yeah, we're trying to maintain neutral. So the question in the room was, as you go down into that squat, what happens with the spine? And I didn't really notice a whole lot of spinal extension, which is the arching of the spine. We do want to try and maintain neutral spine, and we do that using the belly and the breath. So really trying to expand that body. Let's do a little bit of that now. So we're done with the chairs. We're gonna come to the back. Please have your ball within reaching distance.
Do you want?
I don't think we're gonna need the dowels. And it is very possible that I will forget about the ball as well. Let's have it nearby. You'll need at least one blanket. You may want two blankets. So you're gonna lay on one blanket and then the second blanket may be underneath the back of your head. So when you arrive, just take a few moments to find your breath. Getting comfortable here. Good, you can let the knees rock from side to side. Stretch, reach, rock, roll. Returning the soles of the feet to the floor. You're welcome. If you're in the room, you may want to have your heels on the blanket so the feet don't slide quite as easily. Find your pelvic tilts, tucking and untucking the tailbone. And I'd like for the movement to be relatively slow. Can you use the length of your inhale to tuck the tailbone? Can you use the length of your exhale to untuck the tailbone? And then let's switch it up. So can you use the length of your exhale to tuck the tailbone? And the length of your inhale to untuck the tailbone? Perhaps developing an awareness of the difference between those two variations. You're going to pause in a neutral spot. So this is when you are neither tucking the tailbone nor untucking the tailbone. The spine should feel long, but you're not pressing the low back into the floor. However, When you inhale, you may sense that your low back comes a little bit closer to the floor. You are decreasing the space on inhale, decreasing the space between the low back and the floor. And as you breathe here, start to become aware of the muscular engagement that is involved, the muscular work that is involved in maintaining this position. And this doesn't mean that there isn't any movement in the torso. What you should experience is that as you inhale, your whole torso expands outward 360 degrees. Everything widens, broadens on inhale. But in order to feel that widening, that broadening of back body, your back ribs, your back waist, you need to have a little bit of muscular contraction through the belly. You can release that, perhaps take a little bit of movement. So I have called this action, or it has been called, it has been taught to me as the 360 degree breath. That's that outward expansion. I've also heard it called circumferential breathing. So if you think about breathing outward into the circumference of the torso. But I've begun to really think of it as this generalized muscular contraction. So it's not a specific muscle that's engaging, it's all of the muscles of the belly. You may even feel the muscles that support the pelvis beginning to be involved in this action as well. So I've been calling it just a generalized muscular contraction of the belly. With the soles of the feet on the floor, I'm sorry, step your feet wide, let your knees rock from side to side. The next time your knees drop to the right, you're going to pause. Can you return to that 360 degree breath, circumferential breathing, or perhaps if you want to think of it this way, just this generalized contraction of the musculature of the belly. How does this position, so the knees are dropped to the right, maybe a lot, maybe a little, how does this position impact your ability to find that 360 degree breath, the generalized contraction of those muscles? And then when you're ready, releasing this, you can take a little bit of movement, but we then let the knees drop to the left, and we do the same thing. So allow the knees to drop, and then can you find that effort, that generalized muscular contraction? And you may notice that as you add that muscular contraction, the knees lift slightly. Maybe not, but perhaps they do. Perhaps it pulls your pelvis out of rotation just a touch, and it lifts the knees away from the floor just a touch. Releasing this, let the legs rock from side to side. Yeah. Good. So moving the knees in the same direction. Initially, the belly is nice and soft, allowing for a lot of rotation. And then find, with the soles of the feet on the floor, find that muscular contraction, that generalized muscular contraction. And now let the legs rock from side to side. And you may sense that the effort through the belly, through the torso, limits the range of the rotation of the pelvis and the movement of the legs. And so now, instead of the movement being a pelvic rotation, or maybe it's just less pelvic rotation, now there's more hip rotation, with the hip joints being where the head of the femur inserts into the hip socket, the pelvis. So you have two hip joints. Good. And now release that effort. Let the knees rock more effortlessly. Maybe from side to side, maybe both knees open and both knees closed. It's entirely up to you. Whatever is going to help you release muscular tension. When you're ready, you're going to find your pelvic tilts. Again, match your breath to the movement of the pelvis, or perhaps the movement of the pelvis to the breath. So it takes a full inhale or exhale to tuck or untuck the tailbone. And how you coordinate is entirely up to you. Whether you inhale to tuck the tailbone or exhale to tuck the tailbone, I am not concerned at this moment in time. When you're ready, you're going to allow this movement to evolve into a hip bridge, lifting and lowering the pelvis. Good. Lift and hover the pelvis. Find your pelvic tilts here. More effort through the legs, but perhaps it allows for a little bit more range through the pelvis. You're going to pause with the pelvis lifted. Find your 360-degree breath here. If you need to rest, you're welcome to. But can you find that generalized contraction? And then when you're ready, lower the pelvis to the floor. Move however you need to move to release tension. Good work. With the left sole of foot on the floor, clasp the hands behind the back of the right leg. Extend and bend your right leg. Reach your right heel to the ceiling and pause. You can slide your left heel away. If you do so, notice how the extended left leg impacts the pelvis. You don't have to change anything, but you're just noticing. You're coming aware. Good. Bend both knees, crossing the right ankle over the left leg. Let your legs rock from side to side. This can be a big movement. This can be a smaller movement. Feel free to draw the legs in towards the chest here, coming into that more classic figure four shape. That's not appropriate for everyone. So if you don't like it, if you don't want to do it, that is fine. We're going to take that sequence on the second side, returning the right solar foot to the floor, extending the left leg to the ceiling, clasp the hands behind the back of the leg, bend and extend your left leg. Reach your left heel to the ceiling and pause. You can keep your right foot on the floor or you can slide your right foot away. As you're ready, bending both knees, crossing the ankle over the right leg, so left ankle over right leg. Let your knees rock from side to side. Uncrossing legs. If there's anything else that you need to do to close out your practice, please feel free. Reawakening to conscious breath. Taking a moment before you come to upright to return gentle movement to the body. Rocking, reaching, stretching, rolling. As you're ready, making your way back to right. Thank you all so much. Very, very good. Nice job. Nice job. And you said about this music, so. Yeah, that's the churning, yeah. Nadi, forget what it's called. My mother would remember. Good work.
Thank you, Carrie.
Welcome.
Thank you. So nice to see you
Good
again.
to see you too. Glad to have you back.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Joy. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Bye.